Well, thank you very much for that question. I have to say that I don't expect to be premier at the end of this election, because we're only running 11 candidates. But I think that the legislature would be a much better place if even one communist was elected, and of course if all 11 were elected, it would be even better. And why is that? Well, because our platform is one which puts people's needs before corporate greed. And what we want to do is make sure that the legislature in this province deals with the needs of people. And so, for example, in the case of young people, this means that we should have a much better education system properly funded by the provincial government, which hasn't been putting the money that's needed to deliver quality education in schools, into schools for some years. First, the provincial government under Mike Harris took a lot of money out of schools and created chaos in the schools. Then the Liberals were elected on a promise to reverse those cuts, and they haven't done that. And now we are in a situation where music programs are no longer available in many schools. Librarians are no longer working in many schools, and a lot of athletics and other programs are no longer available. Outdoor programs aren't available. These are things that should be available and used to be available in Ontario schools, and they should be available again. So we'll fight for that. We'd also like to see a post-secondary education, universities and colleges where there is no tuition, and where students who want to go to school can go to school if they have the marks, and they won't be in a position that when they're finished are carrying huge debt. So we think that this is a very wealthy country. We should be able to do that, but we need a government that's willing to do that. So we're going to fight for that in the legislature. And finally, I think on the question of the minimum wage, which is a big issue for many young people, the minimum wage is far too low, and we would like to see it substantially increased and respond to the big campaign led by many young people for a $14 minimum wage. We think it should be higher than that, but let's start with that.